There you have it. All right, Republican Congressman Aaron Schock joins us now from Illinois. He joins to talk a little bit more about this voting today. Thank you, Congressman, for coming on.
Hey,
we appreciate
good morning.
it.
Good to be with you.
You're a Romney guy, right? Or is that wrong?
No, I'm with Romney.
Tell us
he's
why.
The strongest candidate. Well, a number of reasons. First of all, I think he's electable. I think he's not only polling well with conservatives, as you saw in states like Florida, in states like Iowa and Ohio, he's doing well with conservatives, and he's going to do very well with independent voters as well. He proves to be the strongest candidate for us in a general election. Ultimately, those independent voters are the ones who decide a presidential election. Second, the biggest issue facing this country right now is our economic downturn. Unemployment above 8% for the longest period of time in our history. People back in my district, in the heartland of America, are concerned about America becoming more and more expensive to live in this country. High gas prices, high produce and food costs, high health care costs despite Obamacare. So, and President, or rather Governor Romney, has shown don't want to get ahead of ourselves, has shown a record of being able to not only turn businesses and government around, but more importantly, McConnell, he's shown to be able to govern in very difficult circumstances. Look, Washington, D.C. has no shortage of great ideas, of great politicians. What we need are people that can actually get something done. When he was governor of Massachusetts,
right,
which is not an easy place for a Republican, 85% Democrat House and Senate, got him to balance their budget 4 times, got him to cut taxes. In my book, that's a pretty conservative guy, and he did it in very difficult circumstances.
I want to ask you one question about, you wrote an interesting op-ed, speaking of the economy, about the president's tax reform proposals, kind of the insourcing of jobs. But let me just ask you a political question first. You're a Romney supporter, and as you said, he's got to focus on the economy. The focus has been anything but here in recent weeks, some contraception and everything. Is that hurting your candidate?
Well, I think it's hurt the Republican Party. Look,
yeah.
President Obama and David Axelrod and his team, they're from Chicago. It's the Chicago way, the Chicago politicians. They're down and dirty. And look, they know what we know, which is Republicans took back the House last year when independent voters and moderate women swung to the Republican side in the general election. They know they are upside down with women and independent voters, and they're trying to get social issues, they're trying to get divisive issues to try and bring those people back to their party. But at the end of the day, whether you're a soccer mom or an unemployed worker, you're worried about the high cost of living in the United States of America. President Obama said it himself. 3 years, he doesn't have it turned around. It's a one-term proposition. You're
also worried about jobs, as you know, and a lot of people where you're from in Illinois and a lot of other states are worried about jobs heading overseas. So the president has this plan, kind of tweak the tax code and talk about insourcing of jobs. And you say what about that?
Well, it is directly the opposite of what our job creators say we need to do. We need to become more competitive. We have the second highest tax rate in the industrialized world. Unless you're in Japan, you're not moving to the United States of America for a lower tax rate. When you have large companies like Caterpillar, which is headquartered in my hometown of Peoria, you've got big companies like Boeing and Motorola in Illinois. We heard from IBM and Microsoft, big international companies. They need what they call a territorial tax system. Pay the tax in the foreign country you earn it, bring it back to the United States tax-free so you can invest here in our country. That's what Europe has. It's what Southeast Asia's got. It's what most of the industrialized country has. The president wants to do the direct opposite. He wants to say, you know what, if you're a U.S.-based company, he wants to tax your income no matter what country else you're in, whether you bring it back to the United States or not. McConnell, what this will do is it will incentivize U.S. corporations to be acquired by foreign entities, just like InBev and Budweiser and Miller being foreign countries. The same thing will happen to U.S.-based companies as it becomes more and more tax advantaged to be in another country. That's what the president's plan would do.
Thank you very much for joining us, Congressman Aaron Schock from Capitol Hill. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Good to be with you.